Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Rob Baer, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's up?
It is great to be here.
Holy shit, Rob's here.
Yeah. What, dude, what's this I hear about you telling everybody I was dead or something?
Well, with the information that I had at the moment when I first said that, I believed it to be true.
Still not right.
I came to
It is funny, though.
realize that later, and I made a retraction.
No, I was pretty fired up that day. The first day I wasn't here, like, because that was when what was that, the price increases, or was that when they allocated all the chaos battle forces? I don't remember. I was definitely fired up. I probably was not in the best mood to be on the show.
Me and Wyatt were mostly playing Diablo. Like, we didn't.
We just completely missed all the.
We basically stopped. We forgot about 40K for like at least 70 hours.
Oh.
You see how hobbies work, Rob?
What's that? You bounce from hobby to hobby?
Get a hobby that has nothing to do with miniatures and that you can get addicted to for a solid 100 straight hours.
Okay.
It's kind of like binge. Like, I'm assuming binge addiction is the healthier type of addiction. I'm not a scientist, but it feels that's like what I'm saying.
Yeah, just do all your drugs at once.
Do it all at once. Take a break. Do all these ones at once. Take a break. Go back to the first ones.
Isn't like hyperfixation part of like ADHD, Kenny?
Yes.
I'm just asking. It's just weird how that just came off like that.
I don't see the relation or the correlation.
You're probably right. It probably has nothing to do with anything. I've been hyper fixating on I don't know, like trying to not do what was it? What was that thing I said to you, Kenny? I was like, yo, we just got to figure out how to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
So like now my new thing is you got to figure out how to make the same amount of money.
Yeah, it's changed.
But not work like 18 hours a day.
I would go with how to make some money.
Yeah, just some money. Like not even.
Yeah, because now it's like the amount of shit you have to do to make the money seems crazy.
Uh-huh.
No, I took a note out of your playbook and I've reorganized my schedule.
Yeah. A couple different folks, one very higher up at a larger hobby company, also told me this, and then obviously Arthur, the legendary CFO, was like, and he showed me his schedule. Like he's got stuff all in his calendar. Like he's got everything blocked out. And I think my biggest thing was that I guess too many people, and I don't mind, like I like talking to people and things, but I think one of the biggest things that always threw me off track during the day was so many people had so much direct access to me that it would just get me off task so much. And then it was so hard to recover because there's so much more to do now. And so like I had to kind of just be like, hey, you got to email me that and, check my emails like at the end of the day and get back to everybody. And that was one of the things I found that helped me the most over the past couple of weeks.
Eric Quinn, I think he broke it. He said tax evasion. That's how you make the same amount of money. That's how you make more money with less effort.
It's called tax strategy.
Oh, okay.
No, I think that's what we do. I think he's taken it to the next level. Like, how do we use this same effort and keep more money, have more money? Stop paying our taxes.
Yeah, that It's kind of like that's kind of like peeing your pants. Like that only works for so long. And then it gets really messy.
Well, it's well said.
That's how I equate everything. I was like, is it better than peeing your pants? Yes or no? If no, don't do it. That's kind of where I'm at.
Well, I'm glad you're back. If anyone is listening to this podcast, Rob is wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Yep. And a thermal
with a thermal undershirt
underneath it.
Like a full long sleeve Under Armour kind of long john looking motherfucking shirt.
And I have sweatpants, commonly referred to now as joggers.
To this day, you have never seen Rob not wearing at least 2 shirts.
Mostly true. Yeah. So what if I get cold, Kenny?
If when I get cold, I just get a little chilly.
I don't like that. Don't like that. I do have some breaking news. The Circle K here in town, the one I'm part of the inner circle at, they're remodeling. Actually, both of them. They're all remodeling. They're putting in new pumps, new self-checkouts, new hot dog stands, or as I like to call it, street meat rollers. And because the big to do about town is Sheetz is coming in.
Oh, you get a Sheetz?
Yeah, getting the Sheetz.
So there's a Circle K's remodeling to keep up with that.
Yeah, man, they are worried.
Yeah, that would be. There's Circle K.
Yep. So, man, I don't know. I think Sheetz. I think they're going to be my go-to now.
So Circle K has branded pre-boiled eggs now. What?
I don't think I've ever seen that there.
They got the Circle K logo on them and everything.
It's disgusting.
So you're whole like, who the fuck? Dog, they're making them. They're boiling the bitches themselves.
They're white labeling them.
They're putting them in their own. Yeah, they're white labeling their own hard-boiled eggs, dog.
See, Cosmic Cubicle knows. He's got them up there in Raleigh or Durham or wherever you're at. They're definitely all up there. Do they got boiled peanuts at yours? You know what? You guys do boiled peanuts?
Every time I eat boiled peanuts, I think it's going to be this new experience.
Yeah.
But it ends up being the exact same experience it's always been since the first time I ate boiled peanuts when I was like 12, which is throwing up boiled peanuts out the car window.
Do you get the Cajun ones? The Cajun ones are the secret tag.
Bro, so they taste good. They smell good. Nah,
no,
don't do it.
No. I don't know. They're good, man.
100%. Paint the side of my car. Fucking boiled peanut. Fucking vomit.
You can't be doing that. You got the new paint job.
Gross. Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, Kara, how to fuck up a peanut? Boil it.
Hey man, they love it in the South. I don't know what to say.
I don't know what. I mean, I come from the super South, right? Like down in South Miami, we have like churro guys. You know, like
oh yeah, on the corner
is dope. Like when you're driving down the highway and you're like stuck in traffic, and this guy's got like, y'all just made these churros in my fucking, food truck. You're like, yeah, I'll eat those. That's fucking sick. Or you get real close to the farmland. Dude's got like, yo, you want some fucking sugarcane like slushy? And dude will make you fucking right there, cut it up like a fucking icy. Huh. Yeah, that's hype. But then you start going north of the South, which other people refer to as the South.
Yes.
And their version of that amazing shit I just explained is boiled peanuts in a fucking brown bag.
No, you get it in a styrofoam bowl.
Bro. What the hell, man?
You got to ladle it out with the soup ladle. Oh. No? Okay. I don't know.
I'm already sick, and this is making it worse.
All right.
Please stop.
But what about grits? So are we pro grits?
Yeah, he's from Texas. Isn't that a grits territory?
For like old people.
Nah, man. I just got into grits.
You're old as fuck, Rob. Correlates.
But they're also gluten free, man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You got to take the W's where you can get them.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't eat B and G. That shit'll kill him. So
Grits, man.
All right. Well, now that we have Wyatt and Rob in the same podcast, let's kick it over to Wyatt for our legendary Would You Rather.
Would you rather have the superpower to run extremely fast or super strength, but in order to use your superpower, you have to be naked?
How fast is super fast?
Like the Flash.
Oh, like the Flash.
Well, nobody's going to see you.
Am I protected like the Flash, like from the speed barrier, or does my dick just get ripped off by the
body's not going to
windshield?
get hurt by its own superpower.
So my body is scaled to withstand.
What are you going to chafe?
No, like that's what we're good. Okay, so I'm as fast as the Flash or as strong as Superman, basically, but got to be naked to do either.
Yeah.
I mean,
can I
blast at parties
now,
either way?
What's the scale of strength that I can access before my clothes fall off me and I'm naked?
What do you mean?
Like if I'm, let's say like just chilling by the Winn-Dixie and like I'm pushing my shopping cart and somebody runs into me and like a kid falls out of their shopping cart and I reach out and kind of stop them from hitting the ground with one hand and I may have accessed 10% more super strength.
Oh, you can't access any superpower unless you're fully naked.
So like it can't happen. Like I can't accidentally become naked.
Well, you're wearing clothes. You're a normal person.
And I can only access what I was pre this Would You Rather is strength?
Yes.
Or have I been standardized to like average man?
No, it's whatever you are right now.
So I feel like this is
what plus says he's like, who cares if they can see my donger hanging out? I'm stronger than you little bitch.
What are you gonna do? Nothing.
Sort of like Superman changing his clothes. Jeffrey White says, it's like, yeah, he goes in the phone booth and just gets naked.
Yeah.
And then he goes out and he saves people naked.
Yeah. Leaves just a pile of clothes behind. Dang, I don't know.
It's like the dude who's like taking his shirt off. He's getting in a fist fight with you. Takes his shirt off. He starts, you're like, why is this guy still taking his clothes off? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's that guy. Don't fight this guy.
Yeah, don't fight this. He's super strong.
He's real strong. Naked speed or naked strength? How's this actually going to improve my life? Because I can't can I run with a backpack full of clothes and I can get dressed when I go to my destination? Or does the knapsack count as clothes?
That's a good question.
Like, can I have my wallet in there? Like my
yeah, I guess like the legal definition of being like nude is like not having your underpants on.
Like people have to see my dick. It's whatever would get you
a backpack.
So if you would go to jail for it, like that's the amount of minimum nakedness.
Yeah.
Like
indecent exposure.
If a cop sees you, you're getting arrested. Doesn't matter if you had the backpack. Like that meme I say did I send it to you where he's like the officer's looking at he's like I'm writing you a citation. Your dick is halfway out. My dick is all the way out, sir. Looks down, looks up. Just write down halfway out. I think I'd take speed.
It seems like speed would be better.
Because like I can't game this too much because the genie. So like I can't really so it's really like how's it gonna how my personal convenience to inconvenience.
Yes, exactly.
So I feel like if I can move as fast as the Flash, then I can improve my personal quality of life by some way. But I have to be naked, so I have to get naked, run to my brother's house for Christmas in 1 millisecond, but do it in such a way where I can put my pants back on super fucking fast and not go to jail and ruin Christmas.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to run to the overpass where all the hobos are, stand around. They're like, this fucking guy again? We see you like every holiday. What are you doing, man? Look, man. Don't quit. And then I have to like walk from that overpass to my brother's house.
Yeah, it's just a block. No big deal.
That's
yeah,
right.
I think the super speed's way better. Because, well, first of all, they're not even going to see you because you're moving so fast. Well, until you stop.
I mean, they'll hear you for sure.
Yeah, but did it really like, was that just like an amazingly fast dong that just ran by me? I don't know.
I don't think.
What if you get caught on like a street cam and they like freeze frame it?
Look at that little guy.
I mean, I'm going to have my destinations plotted out. I'm always going to have to be running to really shady areas.
No surveillance.
Yeah, because can't the Flash like run across the ocean and shit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can like take sick ass vacations.
Yeah, you don't even have to fly.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's perfect.
Yeah, Rob, this is Rob's power.
Yeah.
So like, I'll get to like, SoCal Open. I'll be like, all right, Rob, I've got my car parked right in front of the place. It's open. I'm on the phone with the guy. He's still in North Carolina. I'm like, run into the car now, and he's there, naked, diving into the back of the car, putting his clothes on. I'm like,
What?
so this would,
Superman style, like that.
yep, just right into it. So this would be great. Like Rob would come to a lot more conventions.
I probably could.
Bro, you can just run back home every night, dude. Like nothing. Look at he split.
Yeah, sleep in my own bed.
Yeah, dude. As long as like somebody opens the door for you and lets you just straight through.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean I could be naked in my front yard. Just a bunch of deer.
That's just,
Nobody gonna say nothing. I like that one. That was a good one.
all right, good one. All right, we're decommissioning the Memorial News Desk, and we're back with Rob.
It's restaffed, reopened for business. So I guess you guys did talk about some news. Were we talking about the FAQ stuff in the second part of the show, you think?
Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that much.
Yeah, but it's still appropriately placed.
Yeah, it's fine. So like, all right, well, here's the news. Yeah, you might need to know. New releases. The Termination box set for Kill Team is supposed to go up on pre-order this week. I think it's $140. We still got roughly, was it 1, 2, 3, 12 days until the GW price hikes go into effect. So if you can find some of the stuff you're looking for before it goes up 5%, now would be a good time to pick it up because just like we always say, you got to spend money to save money. This week's GW is closing their warehouses down worldwide. I think the first time in the history of ever. I might have to fact check that one though. Word on the street is that the robots are not working right, and you probably check with your local game store, but they've been getting a lot of invoices from GW that are missing all the SKU numbers. And let me tell you what, checking in orders with no SKU numbers is super fun. I don't know how big of orders most people's stores get, but when you're talking like a 3 or 4 page order, no model numbers on it, could be a little difficult to get in a timely manner. So hopefully GW figures that one out because need those SKU numbers. They will be back open on Monday though, hopefully. So I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a lag getting everything up and going. They already shipped out the new releases for next week. So they'll actually be ahead of the curve in a lot of regards. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, they're going to be ahead because they already shipped out next Saturday's releases. Wait, next Saturday. Yeah, because this week there is no new release. They didn't have any this week. So nothing new is coming out except for like the made to order stuff. And then next week So most stores are going to start getting their stuff like the next couple of days for next week. So they'll actually be ahead of the curve, which was good thinking, at least here in the States. Also happening now, Army Painter has a free shipping special going on in their web store. So if there's, some Fanatic paint sets that you can't get at your local game store, or, they just came out with a new wash box set and you want to pick that up, you can get some free shipping over there right now until the 8th of June. Another big sale to talk about, Baron of Dice has a roughly 20% off sale going on until Friday. So if you're looking for any dice sets, and that also includes the Long War dice sets that are over there as well, and a whole bunch of other branded dice sets as well, you can get those for 20% off. And, well, that's about it.
This the news?
Yeah, I mean, well, Age of Sigmar 4th edition is coming out, and they've been teasing a whole bunch of faction rules. I think we were on day 5, so there's 19 more days of that to go.
What about your vacation? Like, everyone wants to know what you've been up to. You're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, so did you go to Hawaii?
Y'all remember the office when, like...
did you guys run to Hawaii real quick?
No. I did. I was naked.
Yeah.
My girlfriend flew there. No, I went down to Myrtle Beach. No, that was fun. Stayed on the beach. Still had to work.
The classiest of all beaches on the East Coast.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they got this resort thing that has a little lazy river, and then you can walk out.
That's how you know it's classy.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was nice. I liked it. And sometimes it's cool to just get away.
Did you drink anything cool?
Everything I could.
Did you drink anything with umbrellas and shit in it?
No umbrellas. Those are pretty dope ass Mexican joint. That we ate at a couple times. And
I haven't been down to Myrtle Beach in a long ass time.
Probably since the last time I was there was with you. So at roughly the same location.
Mm-hmm. Me and Rob have some memories back in Myrtle Beach.
Do we?
We did some stuff.
Not really. It was also Harley Week, so
I remember that resort we stayed at being abandoned. It was like a ghost town up in there.
Well, yeah, because it was fucking Veterans Day. It was November. That's why I wanted to go back to it. I was like, I bet you this place is pretty chill in the summer. It
was like Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
1,000-room hotel with 4 of the rooms being used. It was wild.
Well, it's a whole big property. It's a whole multiple miles of property that we didn't even know that.
No, it turns out when you're at a hotel for 40K event, you don't know anything about the shit.
The rest of the stuff. Yeah. You just look out the window and you see the lazy river and the little slide and the cool shit, and you're like, hey, that's fun. Too bad it's not open.
Yeah.
It's a lot funner when it's open. So
we went to that derelict mall.
Oh, dude, it's even worse now. We drove by, but there's a G-Dub store in it now.
Oh, it's going places.
Yeah,
it's going places. That mall was run down, sir.
Oh, it's not looking good.
You went to the mall?
No, drove by it. But I mean, you remember the old malls that had the big blinky sign with all the messages and all the the main tenant vendors and all. This was all broke. It was cracked in half, half on. The parking lot's all tore up.
Yeah, what's the draw of a mall these days?
Cheap rent for stores?
And do people go to them? When was the last time you've been to a mall?
I mean, I actually, Raleigh and Durham have pretty good malls that go to semi-frequently around.
I've been to a mall once in the last year.
You or me?
Me.
Oh, yeah, see? It was probably a good one.
So if everyone goes to the mall once a year, that's how we keep malls alive.
Is that it?
I think so. It feels right now that I've said it. Well, fine. We'll talk about the FAQs and things like that. So lots of people say they have good malls. Oh, wait, no. It's the opposite. In Columbus, the malls are half, the stores are vacant. and you only go there to get shot. Meticulous gas. Never mind. That was the opposite of a good thing about him.
Yeah. Oops.
Nice. All right, so let's do a commercial break. Let's talk about our sponsors, and then we'll talk about GWFAQs and whatnot.
Yeah.
BaronofDice.com, the official dice sponsor of the Long War podcast. Use promo code LongWar5 for 5% off. If you're looking for a superior dice manufacturer, then look no further than Baron of Dice. Custom artwork, faction representation, and crisp razor edge square dice. Remember to use promo code LongWar5. Again, that's BaronofDice.com, the official dice sponsor of this podcast.
For the best game aids and peripheral tools for wargaming, check out our friend J15Games.com. From wound counters and dials to faction rule trackers, these are the coolest tools out there. Designed to be functional and intuitive, these tools help you stay organized and speed up your game. Their flagship product, the Nesting, Movement, and Combat tool, is absolutely amazing. A magnetized measuring widget that splits into 3 different size tools for every situation. And you can get it in 8 different colors. J15 also offers custom ordered dice trays made from hardwood and leather. Check them out at j15games.com. That's j15games.com.
And we're back. Yeah,
I the whole time.
I just ran super fast to the mall and back real quick to check it out.
Which one?
All of them. Every mall in the United States. Right through them all. Malls are down. Malls aren't looking tight right now.
Oh, man.
So, Wyatt, we have had some things happen since the Chaos Space Marine Codex came out.
Yeah.
What is
Are you reading?
I don't know anything. All I know is Gazgul, Fitz, and Valerian
Deep strikes.
can deep strike.
Yeah. Yes.
I copy and pasted those things from Kara Quinn earlier. So Gazgul takes 1 spot up in a transport, I'm guessing?
No, 15 spots.
15 spots.
Damn.
Wait, what did he take up before?
That's a great question. I couldn't tell you. Although I have the codex right here. I'll probably look.
He dropped to 15 spots? He was 18.
Yikes.
Takes up 16. He was 18 and now it takes up 16?
Yeah, because then if he was 18, I think it was only 25?
So you could put him in like 5 dudes in a battle wagon?
We can now.
What's the thought process here? Going from a nonsense number to a nonsense number. 15 plus 1 for his little buddy.
For the little guy. Yeah.
He couldn't fit in a transport with anyone before. Now, okay, so it can be him and 3 mega knobs.
Yeah, that makes total sense. But you can't have any of the upgrades on the battle wagon. What? Who cares?
That's fine. I mean, okay, I understand the logic now. You can fit.
Really cool. I just noticed they updated the Votan stuff too.
Yeah, what did they update in that?
They put the new Jaeger's datasheet in the index.
Oh.
So this is like the first time in my memory, like my recent memory, that they've released the rules for something that doesn't exist yet.
Is this a kill team?
Yeah, so the new kill team is what's it called?
Termination.
Yeah, there's like a new Votan squad, and they're like these infiltrator guys.
Right, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they got trench coats.
Yeah, they're sick as fuck.
Yeah. Well, they go on pre-order this weekend, so it's kind of wild that they're giving us the data sheet.
Yeah, that is unusual.
I really hope they got enough of these things because they allocated out the Nightmare box with the Night Lords and the Mandrakes pretty severely, like only 2. I broke down, this is where it gets weird. So like I broke down the whole math of like GW's production runs. And I was basically like, I mean, I'll just summarize it here. So everybody remembers the Lion, right? Like every store only got 2 of the Lion box set, and everybody was super pissed because you could take him in every army. Remember, in 9th edition, he could go in every Space Marine list. So everybody wanted him, of course, but then that didn't happen. And GW came out and they said, hey, we've got like, I forget what it was, like something like 500 stores and 6,500 trade partners. So basically,
that's right. They revealed the math in that post.
Yeah, like 7,000 accounts basically. And if we know that everyone at the max got 2 of them, that means they made 14,000, not counting what they put in their web store. No big deal. Let's just go off that math. So then I showed how much craft rule books they brought in several years ago in a post. And you can kind of extrapolate, like basically like, okay, well, Xenos is, at least twice as not popular as Space Marines. So multiply that to, because Space Marines, right? Space Marines
more popular, yes.
Double popular, for sure.
Yeah.
So then you're looking
that's why you use the word not as popular or something.
Yes, not as popular. So then you figure out, you can kind of do a little bit of quick math, figure out, hey, they probably made like 20,000 Space Marine books in 9th edition and brought them into the States, right? So if you know that a codex book and you're going to sell it for Space Marines, you're going to need 20,000 of them. But you're over here only making, and I don't know.
You're only making 14,000 of a model that every single one of them can use.
And you could probably make the argument that,
but maybe the other 6,000 were on their web store.
Right. But I would say that you're going to sell more models than books, right?
For sure.
So I would say if you're thinking 20,000 books.
That's not wise. That's not wise.
Yeah. Like maybe 35. 30, that's 35,000 of a product, and you bring in 14,000.
But now you can extrapolate something we've been saying about GW for years, right? They're a publishing house, right? So like they make their own publications, so like it looks good profitability wise, right. When you literally make some shit out of paper in your warehouse and sell it for those margins, it's vastly superior. So fucking they want to they want to push that number to the shareholders.
Right. And the numbers they're pushing to shareholders in the past updates is basically like skewed figures, because you can't break down in their sales figures what is licensing and what is.
They have gotten more vague and ambiguous about that the more they have licensed more things. Yeah.
And plus now they got the digital subscriptions, which they also don't break down. They just call it main revenue or something generic. I forget exactly what they say. So, I think that's a good point. So it's like they're not doing it correct. Wasn't the worst one actually Bellicor? Wasn't that the Bellicor was pretty bad?
Wasn't that the worst one where they like only made like 1,500 of them or some shit like that?
It was really bad. Like
it was bad. It was like there's like 1,500 of this guy in the world right now.
I mean, they've since restocked them.
Obviously, it's just that that's a little fucking. But so like, what was the point of this? Sorry, this tangent I diverted you from.
Well, I just wanted to, say if you know that something is going to sell, like, are you doing it? At the end of the day, we're never going to get the straight answer. Are they underproducing on purpose to create FOMO?
I think that's obvious now. I think we have
enough
enough data.
Are they just inept and the wrong
ever since? Well, they keep making money, so I think at this point, it's ever since the great trial we put them on with the legendary Mike Haspel. Was it the Indominus box? Was that the box?
I believe it was Pria Nexus.
It was the box.
Or was it Indominus?
The first box of 9th edition when all this happened. Or was it 8th edition?
Oh, the starter.
9th edition starter, right?
Yeah, I believe it was Indominus.
Yeah. That was when they were still using the old language, right? And so it's become clear that it's for scarcity. Like,
I mean, you could make that. You could make that assumption, but you can't prove that. And here's the thing that I think is more detrimental to everything is we know all those battle forces were allocated. Nobody could get any of the battle forces. There's about to be 2 more. They previewed 2 more battle forces. Will people be able to get them? I don't know. Maybe. But at the end of the day, if people are allocating,
if you can't buy the battle force and you can buy the codex, you'll buy the codex.
Right. You can still buy the codex.
Yeah, but you see, the codex has more numbers.
True.
So if you
They
generate
definitely have
if
more
you
numbers.
generate FOMO in me for the Lion, and I go and I can't get him, but I can get the new Space Marine Codex that he can be played in, I might just buy
Yeah.
that because I got that money burning a hole in my hot little hand pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm going to spend this money, I'm going to spend this money. It might go to GW, but chances are it's not going to go to GW at that point. And I don't know if that's the model and that's the place we need to be as a hobby. If everybody can't get what they want, you can't even in a lot of cases get stock items. So
so it's crazy though, as we've said from the beginning. Just wait. There is no
Waiting.
FOMO. There is no FOMO. Like they're inventing shortages, right? Remember, like the War Dogs. That had been a shortage forever. That shit is like secretly off shortage now.
yeah,
Like, you can just order them.
Sagatars too.
Like, so it's all fake. Like, you don't need any of this shit when GW is telling you need it. Wait longer. You know, use your money more. Like, invest in the products you want for, you know, the exact faction you're collecting. Don't fall for it. That's always the solution. You know, like they're not
What's
actually
the-
running out of this shit.
Wyatt, what's the scene like out there at the local store? As far as like on game night, is it like a requirement to play with GW minis, or can people have like 3D printed proxies, etc.?
I mean, people can use whatever they want, but there's generally kind of a like, don't be that guy that has like a 100% printed army, but then come to the store all the time and like never support the store in any way.
Do they charge like a table fee or anything, or is it just like
So the store that we do TNF at, like, no.
mhm.
But I think that's just due to the fact that like the store is in a good place. Like it's constantly popping with card players and
And it has a
The-
community that calls it home. So
yeah, like the 40K Age of Sigmar people, like they support the store, they buy stuff.
Okay. Because I went to I was out of town and doing the rounds and stuff the past couple of weeks, and there was actually a doubles tournament, a three person doubles tournament, or not doubles, team tournament, where it was ATC style, where 1v1, but it's teams of three. And there was, I don't know, like 30 people, must have been like 10, 12 teams. And I was going around looking at all the armies and everything. And a lot of the stuff that was traditionally out of stock, like Kenny was saying, like Armiger, the War Dogs, somebody had like some Nurgle printed ones, which were really like in the style of like the Blight Haulers and stuff.
I see
Really
those. Sick.
done really well. But some Blight Shrouds with like huge ass anchors. I don't know the artist yet. I haven't looked it up. But the rest of the army, anything that they could still get available in plastic, they still got available in plastic. A couple of people had some like different turrets for like predators and things. It was all very tasteful. But it was the first time, I guess, that I had seen at a tournament, people playing, and obviously this isn't like a GW official anything. Who cares? Like the game store is just happy to have people there and playing and paying an entry fee. But it was the first time I had seen, on almost anywhere I looked, any section of the play area, there was a decent amount of 3D prints, and it seemed like it was the stuff that was just harder to get.
Well, it's funny. Circle back to that because we've had this conversation back at the beginning. One Plus Save said this. It reminded me because we just had the another GW Open. There were entire armies there that were 3D printed at the.
And I didn't even know.
At the it's unenforced. Like it's unenforced, and so
At the
as
GW Opens, it's like, unless
so-
you're going to be on the stream, it's kind of like,
it's unenforced, and One Plus says GW is too scared to enforce the rule at their own events. Like as we've kind of like brought up, because GW has kind of like backed off their stance on this concept, because you can't be both the guy who's creating fictional FOMO and scarce and forced scarcity. You can't be that guy and also ban our grassroots solution. It's kind of like if you go that hard, you play, so they can't. I mean, remember, GW also said when they opened up all their all the way back to that first Texas cafe that they opened, they were like literally like, no 3D print, no resin bases.
Yeah.
GW stores in Nottingham, Red Marines are Blood Angels, end of story. Blue Marines are Space Marines, end of story. All the way to where we are now,
Yep.
I don't care. Because they're letting us play our game. They're gonna play their little fucking price game. They're gonna play the little force scarcity game with the people it works on. But the people out there who are actually fielding 2,000 point armies, fully painting their armies and playing every weekend,
painting them. Yeah.
shit doesn't matter. And so it doesn't matter. So then that's why I always say to the people who feel like it does matter, they're the collectors. It doesn't matter because these aren't actually valuable. These are mass-produced pieces of plastic that cost literally exactly what they cost to produce. The price tag is the luxury certification. They're not going to continue to get more valuable because they're just going to print more as they go. Even the old resin or even the old pewter shit you think is valuable is not, because periodically GW has fired up the old fucking casts.
Yeah, the MTO,
and reprinted them for holidays and shit. So none of this is worth anything beyond what you bought it for. So don't get, dragged into that like FOMO frenzy. You don't need the War Dogs if you can't get them, bro. Or you can 3D print them with your boy if you really, really fucking do. No problem.
And just paint them up and make them look tight.
Anyone who's got and if someone's shit looks tight, no one cares. And as we've seen now at GW Opens, even GW doesn't care.
Well,
they're not walking around. Well, they do. No, if we do, we're casuals. We're not like these dudes are the fucking. They're looking out for that shit so you don't make it to their stream, but they're not kicking you out, dude.
Right. I mean, when was the last time you heard of anybody getting kicked out or banned?
Never.
No.
It's never fucking happened. It's never happened. It's never going to happen. So
because the first second it would happen, all these idiots that have nothing else to talk about on YouTube besides some drama would be talking about it.
Yeah. So ultimately it's just back to what we always say. You got to vote with your hobby dollars. You don't need things. You probably don't need anything that comes out from GW. If you want something and it's not fucking, and you can't get it, wait longer, bro. And also don't let the fact that you were down to drop $60 today and you can't get it. Don't just take that $60 and buy the codex that you didn't want. Understand that that's being fed to you as well. That's also being fed to you. Buy exactly what you want. And if they don't have what you want, don't buy it. Don't buy some other thing, some Constellation Primes.
Why? It doesn't look like they put the points in the Munitorum update, though.
No, they're probably going to wait until the box set comes out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it is a kill team thing. So they're probably doing that to incentivize buying it so that it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It's in there. And they definitely dropped the chaos points updates, the same day the book hit.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go to, before we get out of here, because I promised Kara Quinn I would take the 5 seconds of FAQs and I would make it last longer. Now we have achieved that result. Let's go to Chaos. What are the changes in Chaos? Since last time we talked about Warp Talons, we did discover there is an OP combo with Warp Talons, because we talked last week and we couldn't figure out the OP combo.
Oh.
And so circle back to that OP combo, Wyatt, and how it actually is a stratagem. We just didn't realize it worked the way it worked.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
And so we can correct ourselves.
Oh, okay.
And also talk a little bit about the points changes for Chaos. Because last week we couldn't figure out what people were talking about, how Warp Talons could just like hit the ground and lift every turn when it says that, motherfucker had to be eligible to fight. And at the end of the fight phase, if he's not in engagement range, he could do it. We're like, well, that just means you got to go on the fight and clear the fight. There's no other way around that,
Normally, yes, that is how it works. Mm-hmm. So the only way around it is you have to play Raiders and Reavers, or Renegade Raiders. The detachment rule is Raiders and Reavers. And there's a stratagem called Opportunistic Raiders that you play at the end of the fight phase. And
also at the end of the fight phase.
Yeah. So like this really should be a double bullet point, because the way this paragraph reads is a little confusing. But the second half of the effect lets you make a fallback move at the end of the fight phase,
which is out of sequence.
Yes. And so on your turn, if multiple things are happening at the end of a phase, you get to choose in which order that happens. Mm-hmm. Kind of like if you're bringing in stuff at the end of the movement phase, like the controlling player gets to control prior
order of operation.
Yeah. So it lets you make a normal move or a fallback move. So if you're in engagement range, you can make a fallback, and if you're not in engagement range, you can make a normal move. So it lets you like,
Which means you can act as normal.
right? Because normally, like the consolidation moves after the fight phase concludes have some stipulations on them that can be limiting.
So it can be treated as like a double move in some situations, or a fallback move out of sequence in other situations.
Yeah. And so this is the one way around the data sheet ability on Warp Talons, and it costs 1 CP to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still these
There's a cost,
steps in place that you have to do.
but this could be, that is like the potential mythological 30 Warp Talon list, where you are sending 10 in, get into the fight, slapping some face, doing some fucking nonsense. Then you're like, oh, end of the fight phase, 1 CP, I fall back. It's still the end of the fight phase. My data sheet ability, I'm back in the skies. They're like, that sucked. Next turn, next unit moves up, does the same thing, and then he drops the previous unit back on the table. This unit gets into the fight. Oh, end of phase. I fall back and jump back into the skies. Then the third one comes in while the second one and the first one are on the table. Like, you can definitely build a list around this CP usage every turn and keep these units pretty hard to engage with for multiple turns. So that's the combo we heard about, but couldn't figure out how to make it work, and now we know how to make it work. So, have Warp Talons gone down in price or up in price or anything? Curious.
Yeah, is there a document?
Is there some kind of document that GW publishes now with red arrows or green arrows?
Let's see, what page is the CSF 15? See if they updated it.
I'd be curious to know. And so, Warp Talon Slap. So this would be not Pack Bound Zealot. You would have to be Raiders or Reavers.
So 10 Warp Talons is 220 points.
220 for 10.
Yeah.
And that price has remained unchanged.
It has a green arrow down.
So they got a little cheaper. Not bad.
Yeah, so Abaddon more expensive, Chaos Lord more expensive, Chosen more expensive, Dark Commune more expensive, Forge Fiend more expensive,
It keeps going up.
Noctilith Crown more expensive, and then a lot of stuff went down.
More Skulls?
Where is it? Down to 450.
Ooh.
But I think it's 450 in the World Leaders Codex.
Come on, guys.
I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. 450 is still a
I
lot.
feel like it's 450. I feel like we can't trust this document.
I've been muted the whole time.
Oh, yeah, were you saying something?
Yeah, a lot of things. It's okay.
Were you doing that thing you've been doing for like 10 years where you thought we were ignoring you?
Well, I kind of figured out that you were talking over me, so.
So do you have any insight into this?
Well, what I was trying to say was, you really got to compare the changes from the balanced data slate. You got to compare. You basically have to compare what they put
Not
out
to this
last,
codex. It's to the last.
not to the codex,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
to the index.
It's just unfortunately timed. If something went up in power and they went down in points, it's because they were underperforming prior to the codex, not because of the codex. Yes.
Yeah, because it says Abaddon went up to 295, but he was 310 the week before the book came out. So he technically went down 15 points. It's the same with the Forge Fiend. Same. The Warp Talons actually stayed the same across the index too.
Oh, I see.
Points change.
It went up and then back down.
Yeah, I don't know about the Noctilith Crown.
Oh, so the Lord of Skulls probably went back up and down. Those
maybe.
fuckers were trying to make that motherfucker even more expensive.
Nah, it's 450. It was 450 in the index.
Fucking, you can't even trust these arrows anymore.
Well, you can trust them if the codex didn't just come out, I guess. But I don't know.
I mean, I guess the only, like, if you don't want to be confused, just like update your app and not actually
There you go.
like monitor because like we all kind of understand at this point that the book is going to come out. The points of the book mean nothing. They shouldn't even print them in there because it's stupid that they keep doing it. And then like the app is going to be updated when the book comes out. So you have to play with that until they do an FAQ and patch the app, and then you have to adjust. So the only thing that matters is like when you're doing your app, making your list and stuff.
So 1+X says the arrows are based off the beginning of the edition. Oh, so I was treating the arrows as like real-time arrows.
Well, I mean, the arrows, when they come out with the points changes, are real time to what they were either in the book right then or the indexes, because not everything has it. And they actually changed.
And so these are relative to the codex.
I would think so.
That's what, so.
Because this here says, and remember they changed this. They all say either codex or index now too. So not in addition to the arrows in the green and the red, they actually label if it's codex or index, which was part of like
so it's the beginning of the edition until a codex. Then its codex is its new.
Yeah, then it changes from index to codex.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
That makes sense.
But I mean, either way, it's cool that they're keeping up with it, and I guess we're going to see another update with.
I'm not going to nitpick my complaint on that. That's fine. Yeah, like. So it's index, which is coincidentally beginning of the edition, or codex, whichever is recent, more recent.
Yeah, it's.
And because the codex sometimes spikes the numbers, and they have to quickly fix them back down. Just like with the Custodes, it looked like the entire army went down in points, but it didn't. It just stayed the same as the index.
Yeah, it's just like Wyatt said. There's really no point to even print them.
Printing points is not. Yeah.
No, it's silly.
And it just kind of adds to our whole point of like, if you're going to tie us to codexes, fine. Like we get it.
Give us the digital option.
But also like put content in the codexes that makes it worth buying them.
Yeah, evergreen content.
Dude, I don't think anybody on the planet would complain if they added in like hobby stuff into the codexes.
Mm-hmm. If they were,
people would actually crack out on that.
Yeah, that's how shit used to be. There used to be pages of that shit. And there used to be like semi-famous people who were in the scenes, conversions that GW endorsed and stuff. The shit was hype, dude.
They actually did that for Old World. Like Old World, you can buy. We'll call them indexes. They're not indexes, but you can buy indexes with all the rules in it for like the Forces of Good and shit. Or when the new army gets its reboot, you can buy their book, which is all that. It's the rules, and it's some like extra kind of fluffy arm.
I mean, fucking, I go the extra step and just utterly cutting the rules out. No abilities, no data sheets. Have all the units, like have the classic units and maybe the new units and everything. Have them in there, kind of how you do now, but don't put statistics and shit like that. And they're just. These are the unit that, these are the characters of chaos. These are the troops of chaos. These are the elites of chaos, and have all the units in there supported by their fluff. Cut all the tables out. Just have it to be sick. And then have the hobby section, the lore section, and print them sick as fuck. Like make them dope and burly. So you cut out the need for any of us to have one. So it means you only have to print as many. You can double the price for these collectible pieces and make just as much money off of less units and let the rest of us buy the digital fucking rules and make infinite profit. And these books would last the entire edition. And if people ever started talking about they wanted a new one, holiday collector edition. Here's the new fucking Abaddon Ayatar edition. You know what I'm saying, bro? Now I could buy two. Why wouldn't I want two now? I never want two codexes. I might want two collectible fucking cast books though.
Yeah, if there was more content in them besides just needing them to get like a code for the app, then like I would actually buy codexes. But at this point, it's like I'll never buy another codex because as long as one person on a shared account has the code, it's fine.
Kara Quinn makes a good point though. He says you still need rules on paper so that when the solar power destroys all of our digital life, We can still play by candlelight.
I mean, he makes a convincing argument.
You're actually right. I take it all back. Take it all back. We've been advocating for non-rules based collectible codexes for a long time.
I wonder if GW is just like, nah, we can't put nothing out if it doesn't. If we put something out and it doesn't have rules in it, it's Black Library. I wonder if that's like their mentality.
You know what? Or that's a rule. That might be a department rule.
I don't know.
Like that, like whoever's in charge of that committee. That might be the defining characteristic between who's in control of that department. You know, who gets to show those profits, who gets to get those bonuses, who gets that fucking acclaim within the company corporate structure.
It's possible, I guess. I mean, it just seems.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That could actually, you said it like kind of like mysterious, jokey kind of way, but now that you say it out loud, that might literally be, because how many years have we been saying it's unknowable? It's so baffling, it doesn't even warrant discussion at this point, why they're doing things the way they're doing it. We've broken down all the fucking failed profit potential just from a, like, forget convenience, what's obviously better, like just money wise, it's inferior to do it the way they're doing it. Why would that be the case? I think you might have figured it out. There is a division in the company based on departments on who gets to do what and claim the credit for all the reasons you would want to like claim corporate credit at a multiple $100 million company. And until that changes, this will not change.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, change is coming and gotta keep up.
That's the most digestible explanation that I've heard so far. Like for why we do it, why we're still doing this nonsense. There's this fucking paper, fucking codexes, rules.
I don't know. I mean, they still put out the White Dwarf. Think about that, right? So like
now that you're talking, now we're divisionally. It's kind of like, you know, when you have the budget at the end of the year, you get to spend the budget, you don't get the budget next year.
Yeah, something like that, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they do a bunch of stupid nonsense.
I mean, it could be. It's just, I don't know what to say.
I mean, bro, James said, I would pay for a physical book. I don't think I would pay for a digital rule set. I'm a dinosaur. But here's what's interesting. Mostly the rules are free.
What do you mean?
Like, until the codexes started replacing the indexes, all rules were free. And that's how they did it last edition too. So like,
yeah,
it's not until half the codexes have actually come into existence, and now it's a downward. Now we're at the bottom end of the tipping point. It's still mostly free. The game is still mostly free to access.
Right.
So even if you're a bit of a dinosaur, the game is you didn't have to pay for these digital rules for the most part.
Yeah.
The indexes were all printed free. Like the fucking.
What we're saying is like, give us both options. Like we know that all content within a codex, all pages and pictures and words exist in a digital format, which is how they design them, right? Like they take stuff out, put it in articles, and like we know that's the format in which it's sent to the printers. You know? So like I could understand incurring the extra cost of actually like formatting it into whatever you have to do to make it work on like PDF readers and on digital devices and stuff. But I think if you just gave people the option of like, I like having my books and I like them in a bookshelf and I like to collect things, but also the people are like, I don't want these books that are just going to be outdated. I just want my rules on my device. Or like we've been saying, let people buy their books. Also give us the option to just like a la carte purchase shit in our fucking Army Builder app.
And the thing is, remember, GW already knows this, as Jimmy mentioned. They did that with AOS. They know how this works. They're not doing it on purpose. It's baffling and unknowable, but I think we actually might have figured out some of the knowability.
Yeah, I think in a lot of cases, what doesn't make sense to us makes perfect sense to them. So until it doesn't.
Bro, if you went the route of Warhammer Plus, like somebody in chat just said, Jimmy Norris, or maybe it was Sir Crow, if Warhammer Plus is just your monthly subscription to all the rules as they update forever, like as long as you have a subscription,
Okay.
and the books are just, as we said, they have no fucking rules in them. They're just baller collector pieces. They have hobby guides and the fucking sickest new models. And some of them are spiral bound and some of them have latches on them and some of them metal fucking frames. You know what I'm saying? Like that hype shit. Nobody would ever be mad.
Okay. I could see that.
I mean, it's already kind of there because it's like a little preposterous that to enter the code from your codex, you don't do it in the Warhammer app. You have to
website.
you have to go to the
It's annoying as
URL.
fuck.
And then it updates your app.
Yeah, it's already in the app. You didn't have to download it. It's already there. So they already did it. It's baffling and unknowable, but I think now we know. There's a little bit of headbutting between the fucking the Black Library and the fucking rules team, right? And who gets to take credit for sales in their annual fucking Christmas bonus party? You know what I mean? Who gets the most, OTP HJs by the fucking CEO that weekend? You know?
I don't know. I think people still use Wikipedia.
Hell yeah, they do, man.
Yeah, I mean,
all the time. Yeah. Purely for the fact that, like, if I'm already on my computer doing stuff or like
faster than pulling the app up,
I want it on the URL so that I can read it on like the webpage on the big screen rather than have my phone out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God. I would pay an additional $5 a month if I could have the Warhammer app as like a desktop application. Mm-hmm. On top of what I already paid. That's what I would pay for that. Because I want it so badly.
I want it.
Heard that. All right, guys. Well, let's get Wyatt out of here. I know he's got the science fiction. I'm starting to get sweaty. Still sick. Robert, you okay? You gotten any of this?
Yeah, man. I got my sleeves. Check it out. If I get cold,
yeah, I might need to get one of those. I'm getting hot. What do you do when you get hot?
If I'm hot, I do this.
Let's roll them up.
Goddamn genius.
Dude, if you see me unbutton my shirt, like we're talking Sahara Desert. Like it is hot out. Like we're in a bad situation if I start to unbutton.
Code red.
We're airing out the undercarriage.
All right, well, let me kick it over to Wyatt to take us out of this one.
Rob?
What did you guys do when I wasn't here?
I did it.
Oh, how'd that go?
Poorly.
It was fine.
It was awful. We didn't have you.
All right, so that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to head on over to thelongwar.net for exclusive access or exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.